Hey guys, this is Little Magic here, and it's time for another overlooked but awesome card, and this one just has a hilarious history. Well, at least I'm putting two and two together, assuming this is what Wizards intended to do. Who knows, though. By now, I'm sure quite a few of you have seen the rare card from Eldritch Moon called Permeating Mass. It's just so unbelievably weird. A mechanic like this hasn't been in the game for quite a while. It states that whenever Permeating Mass deals combat damage to a creature, that creature becomes a copy of Permeating Mass. It doesn't state it because it's so obvious, but usually in the past they would also put it also gains this ability, but they didn't need to put it because of like how it's cloned. It's a long story. So naturally, I nicknamed the card Agent Smith from The Matrix. Everything he touches turns into him, get it? That certainly is a bit of a strange card. It was a 1/3 for 1, so that's huge. But I think because of that, the ability is actually kind of a detriment, because you might block like a 2/2 creature. Okay, great, it becomes a 1/3, gains that ability, and then the next time you swing, they block with that and then turn one of your actually good creatures into the same creature. So pretty much the whole board is just going to be them and they can't kill each other. The game could completely stall out forever and end in a draw, or whoever ran out of cards first. So it's kind of a dumb card, and I think I found a similar but a little bit better card. Take a look at Gnarlwood Dryad. Basically a 1/1 for 1, same set, a little bit less rare, Death Touch. Yeah, it has Delirium, okay, great, but a 1/1 Death Toucher for 1. So every time this deals damage to a creature, it drops dead. So yeah, there are scenarios where you would actually want Permeating Mass, like if it was a 7/7 Indestructible or something. Well, now it hits into the Permeating Mass, yeah, it kills it, but then it becomes Permeating Mass. That would even hit creatures with hexproof because it's not targeted. So there is a use for it, and then, even like Godsend and Infinite Obliteration wouldn't really help. They wouldn't really do anything. So it's definitely an obscure card, but as far as I could guess, completely blindly with almost no evidence, this is a reprinted version of a very, very similar card from the first time that we landed in Innistrad. So the overlooked but awesome card today is actually Essence of the Wild. This one's a little different. It's an avatar. It's a 6/6 for 6 with triple green. So a little bit different on the mana scale there, but creatures you control enter the battlefield as a copy of Essence of the Wild. So yeah, it's only creatures you control, but they took out the have to hit requirement, which is great. So this is obviously kind of different, but I have to wonder if they kind of took inspiration from it. I mean, you guys know like Docent of Perfection. Obviously, that's a reprinted version of Delver. I mean, come on. They just made it more expensive and changed it a little bit, and I think that's what they did with Essence of the Wild. So maybe they were intended to be two different cards, but this is such a more powerful version of it. Instead of theoretically downgrading a creature to be a 1/3, this upgrades it to be a 6/6. The best part is if this creature dies, you've got a whole bunch of copies of it sitting there with the exact same static ability. Or, well, I guess you could call it a triggered ability. Actually, I'm not sure. It's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't have a colon. Well, it sincerely doesn't matter, because you could just start dropping in anything. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't say non-token creatures. So if you dump out, 10 1/1 Hornets or something, ta-da, they all enter as 6/6 avatars. That is hilarious, and ramping up to 6, very, very doable, very, very quickly. If this card was still legal, can you imagine flickering? I mean, it doesn't say creatures you cast, it's just creatures that enter the battlefield. Let's compare it to a really similar type of effect that also costs 6. It was recently cycled out, actually, Descent of Dragons. Love that card. Destroy any number of target creatures. For each creature destroyed this way, its controller puts a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. So while that does affect creatures already out on the battlefield, I think Essence is a little bit better for 6. I mean, anything that enters in the future automatically 2 larger, yeah, it doesn't have trample or flying, but it's about on par with that, but a little bit better because it itself is a 6/6. Now, I think Wizards might have a little bit of an unhealthy obsession with 4/4 flyers lately because, well, Hour of Need, practically the same card. Well, it could get up there in the cost if you wanted to target a bunch, but it's 3 Strive 2. However many creatures you target, you exile them and replace them with 4/4 flying blue Sphinxes. But that can get above 6 really quick. In fact, it can get above 5 really quick. And yeah, it's already stuff on the battlefield, but still, Essence of the Wild, just drop in anything at all, you've got 6/6s. I'm actually thinking about building a really fast speed ramp mono green deck that uses X spells to summon basically all kinds of tokens, and then uses Cryptolith Right to tap them for mana to spike even higher in case, mana's not available, and then probably use some kind of convoke abilities, really expensive creatures, a little bit of free casting, and then Essence of the Wild as a backup win condition. It would be a solid deck, so I would say Essence of the Wild, believe it or not, just in green, just because you can ramp. It's kind of modern good. Kind of. So that's the OBA for today, and I'll see you guys next video.